and welcome to Salima Speaks. Hi, everybody. You know what? I was just looking at a poll the other day, and who do you think is the most hated couple in America now? You're right, Kim Kardashian and Kanye West. But another poll, and I don't know who takes these polls because they never asked me, none of my friends, says that Kanye West is listened to, what he says is listened to more by Black American youth than what President Obama says. Now that's sad, but of course it probably is true. The problem that I have with Kanye West, you know, if you're a genius, you don't have to go around telling everybody, I'm a genius. Well, no. And you also don't have to go around doing foolish things, because if it looks like a duck and it quacks, it's probably a duck. You know, like Forrest Gump said, stupid is as stupid does. So if you keep doing dumb things like hopping on the stage with Taylor Swift, which made her career boom, but it made him look like a fool. He keeps doing crazy things, but he tells us he's a genius. Getting with Kim wasn't too genius, because I understand they met when Kanye, before he was Mr. West, when she was working with Brandy as Brandy's assistant. That's how she met Ray J. She had met Kanye West, but he wasn't a multimillionaire, so she went with Ray J. And we all know what happened then. She had made a sex tape, she leaked it, and now she's rich and famous. Only in America can a tramp whore be, you know, one of the most talked about people in the world. Are you serious? And also, I don't see how he could class himself with the president and his wife. You know, Michelle Obama got where she got not by making a sex tape or showing her ass, but by her actions and her smarts, you know. So for him he makes people hate him because of his actions. So they are the most hated. I don't like them either, I really don't, because who is Kim Kardashian for my granddaughter to look up to? But so many young girls, and I blame the mothers. How dare you let your children look up to the Kardashians? What have they done? Let your kids look up to the Obamas. You know, my grandkids do, and so do I. We have a great show. Come back. Peace. Hello, and welcome back to Salima Speaks. Well, all of you know that I lost 35 pounds. Thank you, yay me. I play with 10. I gain it, I lose, I gain, I lose. But I never gained the original 35 back. But it's always a struggle, always a struggle. And I have my guest here. Hello, Rachel Saybolt.
Thank you for having me, Salima.
Thank you for coming on my show.
Of course.
And she is originally from Philadelphia, Northeast Philadelphia.
Yes, I am.
And tell me a little bit about yourself, Rachel.
Well, you know, I work at a gym. I try to stay healthy.
Yeah, that's why I met her at LA Fitness. No, wait a minute, stop. Cut that out, please. Okay, say you work at a gym. I'm not giving them any kind of plug. Yeah, no, say you work at a gym. We'll take it from there.
I work at a gym. I try to stay active. You know, I have a lot of hobbies. I've been getting into acting. I try to do short films and student films anyway that I can help. I'm just really into, you know, expressing myself.
And how old are you?
I'm 19.
Okay. And I wanted to have Rachel on because I met her at a gym, and I was talking to her. We got to talking about weight loss, and she told me that she lost a lot of weight. And she showed me her picture. This is Rachel. Okay, very cute girl, but she's chubby. She's a little chubby girl. And oh, hey, you were how old?
Well, there I was about 12.
About 12
And
years
a
old.
lot of people look at that picture and they say, it's baby fat, it's normal. When
Exactly.
as soon as I hit the age where I could lift the fork to feed myself, I didn't stop. I
Okay.
didn't put it down. So it wasn't just baby fat for me. It wasn't just, normal. It was abnormal. I was eating immense amounts of food. I was
Right.
eating, large meals, especially for someone that age. I wasn't as active as I should have been, especially because when you're a kid, that's the most, active
Right.
part of your
Now,
life.
are your parents heavy also?
They are not. My dad is actually very heavy into kung fu,
Okay.
and my mother, she eats things in moderation. She always practices moderation. She makes sure she gets to the gym so that she can come home and have a cookie.
Okay.
But my problem was always just that I didn't want one cookie.
Now, what is your nationality?
I'm Ukrainian, Italian, and German.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah.
Beautiful mix.
Thank you.
But with the baby fat, I went through the same thing. My
Exactly.
mom was always telling me that my boobs were baby fat and they would go away. Never went away. I'm glad now, but back then I think our parents tried to make us feel good about ourselves. Oh, it's baby weight, you'll lose it.
You're
So I know that my name is Salima and I'm a food addict. So
Me
would you
too.
say that you are addicted to food?
Absolutely, and I still am. I think it's
Exactly,
the kind of thing
exactly.
that you can't shake yourself of, and everybody they like what they like.
Exactly.
You can't help it.
So how did you, what age were you when you got the conscious mind to say, look, I'm eating too much, I'm getting too heavy? What was the age and what was the trigger that made you decide to change your life?
I started dieting, and I started my level of commitment probably at like 14, 15.
Oh, really? Okay.
But it was always off and on.
Okay.
I would take, crazy fat burners and any kind of product that they had out. I had, different things going on that weren't necessarily working, and then I would
Right.
get discouraged and then eat because I was stressed out. So it's just an endless cycle,
Because I've tried everything also. I've
Right.
tried the pills. I'm not even going to mention the name because I'm so upset. I'm thinking about suing Dr. Oz. But anyway, because they don't work.
You're
you know,
right.
and it's a false sense of hope. You can eat whatever you want to eat, and
Exactly.
you're not going to gain weight. That's a lie. Because I'm going to eat what I want to eat. I'm taking these pills. I'm not losing weight. I'm gaining weight.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a false sense of security that these pills give people.
You're right.
And by me, going through the weight loss program and knowing that I can do it without all these pills, I can do it myself. That makes me know that, that it can be done.
Yeah.
So, but at your age, how did you have the commitment to, let me ask you, were you picked on by other children?
I was.
Okay.
I was definitely picked on. And the way that I kind of responded it was by holding it in more so than reacting to it.
Holding it in and eating more.
Exactly.
Okay, exactly.
The
Been there,
kids
done
would
that.
say, people would say, you're fat, you're this, you're that. And I would try to come up with some kind of funny remark, like to say, no, I'm just pleasantly plump, just to put on some sort of act to hide it. But,
The pain
inside.
was still.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It is painful.
Yeah. Or you're such a pretty girl if you would lose weight. Or you have a pretty
Exactly.
face if,
Yeah, you have
heard it all.
potential. Oh, okay. So what am I now,
Right, exactly.
Exactly.
So tell me the steps. What steps did you take at 14?
It was a lot of heartache. I tried different diets, the Atkins, the, different South Beach moderations of things. And, they work for
Tried
a
them
short
all,
amount
yeah,
of time. Your body
exactly.
gets used to it. Okay, what do I do now?
Right.
I started going through different phases where I would just not eat for an entire day.
Right.
And that's the worst thing to do.
The worst, of course,
The
because your body
worst.
holds on to the weight
It
because
is,
it's scared.
yeah.
I'm not going to eat anymore. So it
Yeah.
holds on to the weight. Exactly.
And I did try to incorporate exercise. Of course, it's not good to exercise if you're not eating, though.
Exactly,
So that was
exactly.
just, shrinking my stomach, but holding on to all that food that I had in my
Exactly.
stomach as well. So I struggled with it for a while. I wasn't educating myself. I wasn't researching. I wasn't listening to people, who might have known a little bit more than I did about the
Right.
subject until I ended up only, 2 years ago meeting my boyfriend, who is a former personal trainer trainer.
Okay.
And, you know, he brought a lot of that education into my life and kind of, you know, shed this light on the topic that I thought I knew, that I thought, you know, was just, oh, it doesn't work for me. I've tried it. I've tried dieting. It doesn't work for me. No, I just wasn't doing, you know, the proper nutrition. I wasn't thinking about the size of my meals and the size of my stomach.
Right.
And that I should keep it that size and not stretch it. And that's what it is that, you know, I wasn't pushing myself when I was working out. I was focusing on only cardio and only aerobics.
Okay.
And once I started building a little bit of muscle, I think my metabolism rose a little bit.
Exactly.
I got more confident. I felt stronger. I was able to lift things at work that I couldn't do before, you know? So it affects all areas of your life.
And you know, I think as far as like when you do eat smaller meals, you have to train yourself.
It's true.
And I try to tell people, you know, I would love to say it's easy, but it's not.
I know.
You have to discipline yourself, and you have to understand that, like with me, like with people, they say on drugs, one day at a time. So if you like today, like yesterday, I ate a whole pan of brownies. I did. But I'm not going to do that today.
Exactly.
You know, and I'm not going to beat myself up because I ate that pan of brownies. I did. But today, I only ate, well, I ate two. Okay?
That's okay.
But now tomorrow, I won't eat any, you know.
Yeah.
But I will eat. I will still feed myself something, but I will not starve myself. Because, of course, when you starve yourself, your body just holds on to that weight. Again, I try to tell people that.
Right.
Now, you mentioned your boyfriend. And I also want to speak on that. Because,
Yes.
you know, a lot of times, and this is so great, you know, women kill themselves to be skinny or whatever. And a lot of those bodybuilder guys with those nice hard bodies, they don't like women that have those hard bodies.
You're right.
They like fluffy women. You know, because I saw a show the other day with something about the strip. These guys that were strip artists, and this one of the finest guys was like 25, and his girlfriend was about 5'3" and weighed about 225 pounds. And he loved her stomach. He rubbed her. He wanted that fluffiness. He didn't want another hard body next to his. So now, when you met your boyfriend, were you fluffier or?
I was definitely not my fluffiest,
Okay.
but definitely fluffier than I am now, maybe 20 pounds heavier than I am now.
Okay.
So I was in my transition emotionally too.
Okay.
You know, so for him to still love me through all of that, you know, in confidence and helping me build it for myself and basically helping me love myself is just, you know, more than I could ever ask from someone.
Wow.
You know?
So he didn't like force you, like you have
Not
to
at
lose
all.
weight.
Not at all.
Okay.
He wanted me to be happy with myself, whether it was at that size, whether it was bigger, or whether it was smaller.
Okay.
You know? And I think that that's important for everyone. You know, whether your problem is losing weight or whether it's something with physical, mental, anything, you have to be able to live with yourself.
And that's what I try to tell people is not all about losing the weight, because if you have a lot of issues with yourself and you lose 50 pounds, those issues are still going to be there. And
Correct.
sometimes women, like I have a friend that's like probably about size 14 now, and she wants to be a size 6. Well, guess what? Your body may not allow you to do that. Maybe your body cannot be a size. I would never try to be a size 6, you know, because
That's a good
maybe my
point.
body is not going to ever be a size 6.
You're right. I mean, your bones and everything, the placement of everything in your body has
Exactly.
to still exist.
Exactly.
So people might tell you they want you to weigh a certain amount too.
Right.
And that's totally out of the question. It's not about the
Exactly.
number. It's about how you
Exactly.
feel.
Now, how much weight did you lose altogether?
Honestly, my peak was probably about 180, and now I'm about 150.
Oh,
So when all is
really?
said and done, all of the dramatic look was only about 30 pounds. It was just the muscle
Wow.
that I gained equated to the fat that I was losing. So
Okay.
it balanced out. There were weeks where I didn't lose anything
Okay.
because it was balancing out. So I think that's an
You
important
don't,
thing.
how tall are you?
I'm 5'4".
You really don't look like you weigh 150. I
Thank
really
you.
thought you were like probably 130 or something like that, really.
Thank you.
And you know, and that's the thing is, you really shouldn't try to weigh yourself every day.
True.
Because I know I actually gained 10 pounds. And everybody's telling me that I look like I lost.
Right.
Well, I know I didn't. I know that I gained. But I think something happens to your body when you go through a transformation. And your body, your metabolism does change once you lose a whole lot of weight. And you can maintain a certain size, but the scales may say one thing. And a lot of times when you weigh yourself and the scale say you're bigger than you want to be, I know with me, I say, forget it. I'm eating a cheesesteak and some fries and a hoagie. I don't care. I already gained the weight.
It discourages you.
It really does. So I try not to weigh myself every day unless I'm in the throes of the diet. And I do the bead diet. So if I'm doing the bead diet, I want to know my progress every day if I'm staying on it. But if I go off it for a couple of days, I don't want to know how much I gained. Because I know I gained it. And the thing is, you can sometimes even gain weight just by drinking water.
Very true.
So if you weigh yourself and you weigh a couple pounds because you drink a lot of water and you get discouraged, then you're going to start eating again.
Yeah.
Also,
it makes a difference what time of the day you're getting weighed, whether you've eaten that day.
Exactly.
Just little things, and then retaining water if you have a lot of salt in your diet. All different factors that go into your weight,
Exactly. So what is your workout routine like? What do you do? Do you work out every day?
I try to. For a while there I was.
Okay.
I actually ended up taking it too hard on the stepper and blowing out my knee. So,
Been
that's
there, done
another
that.
thing. That's another part of discouraging trying to lose weight. It's like, you try so hard and then it just comes back in your face.
Yeah.
So what I've been doing is, just stretching every day.
Okay.
Making sure that
See,
I stretch.
I tell you guys, don't forget to stretch.
It's true.
Stretching is so important. And if you don't do anything else, at least stretch.
It's true. It's
At least you're doing something.
It's a natural way to help speed up your metabolism. It's good to just get the blood flowing. It wakes you up a little bit.
Exactly.
So I do my stretches, and then once in a while I do some weights and stuff like that if I can handle it.
Okay.
And I do try to push myself, but I'm just getting back into it. I'm trying to get ready for summer.
Yeah. Well, I swim. I swim at least 5 days a week now. I was swimming every day, and if I feel like I will swim every day. That way, if I miss a day, I don't feel bad because, like yesterday, I swam an hour. So this morning I was going to go. I said, I have a lot to do today. I swam an hour yesterday, so I won't swim today. I will swim tomorrow. And I think it's important to do something that you like doing that you will stick with. Swimming is part of my life. It's part of who I am. I've been swimming now for almost 40 years. It's just a part of who I am. Now, when I was going through changes, maybe I might take 6 weeks off or 6 months off and not swim. But that's very depressing for me. When I don't swim, I don't feel good. And that's what it's all about, feeling good about yourself and who you are.
I think you're right, because it's kind of like you get into the routine of working out and it almost becomes a new addiction.
Exactly.
It's like, I go home and I almost don't want to eat because I want that feeling of accomplishment that I worked out,
Right.
and that can be your motivation sometimes.
Now, with your boyfriend, is he on you like, you gotta do it, you gotta lose weight, and is
Not
he
at
like
all.
that? Okay.
Not at all. He yells at me because I yell at myself.
Okay.
Anytime that I nitpick or don't want to go out because I don't like what I'm wearing or the way it makes me look, he's always just, saying that next thing that's going to make me feel better about myself.
And it's such a shame that so many women try to lose weight to get a man.
It's true.
You cannot do that because a lot of men do like the weight. Now, what I try to tell women that are severely obese, because some men do like severely obese women, but that is not healthy.
It is not healthy, you're right.
And I'm healthy. I had a young girl, she weighed about 400 pounds. She was about 25.
Wow.
And she said, I'm healthy, I love who I am, which is great. But at 25, if you're 400 pounds, you may not have problems now, or you may have problems you don't even know about.
That's the truth.
But 400 pounds, you are going to run into health problems. So honestly, you should try to lose the weight, but lose it for yourself.
Exactly.
And lose it in a healthy way. And I think if you're doing something that you love doing, that you're going to stick with it. Like some people, I used to hate doing the stepper. I used to hate it really so much. And then I wound up doing it for an hour. I was doing the stepper for an hour and doing the elliptic machine for half an hour.
Okay.
But I was doing it 5 days a week. 90 minutes, 5 days a week.
Ooh.
And then I was swimming. Of course, I lost the weight, but like you said, I blew out my knee.
Right.
So now I can't do it like that. So now the main thing that I do now is the swimming. But it is a combination of watching what you eat and exercise.
You're right.
So what would you tell young women? They're overweight, they're trying to lose weight. What advice would you give them?
The only advice I can give you is to love yourself and do it for yourself, because like you said, it's not about pleasing a man. Any man who's worth your time is going to realize that it can be a temporary thing.
And and I think that too, if you have a man that's on you, you have to lose weight, you have to look a certain way, then he's not concerned about you and how you feel about yourself. He's more concerned about how people are going to look at him.
Very true.
Because a lot of men like to have eye candy.
Right.
And it's nothing wrong with that, but how about health candy? How about having somebody on your arm that's healthy?
That's a good
Because
way to
as
put
we
it.
know, all skinny women are not healthy either.
You're
a
right.
lot of thin women have different kind of health problems. So I think that the main thing is first, of course, to love yourself. I can't stress that enough. Love yourself at any age, at any size, at any weight, but love yourself enough to better yourself.
You're right. And have balance, and
You have
just
to.
exactly.
At 19 years old, you're so smart.
Thank you.
When I lost a lot of weight when I was 18 also, because
Wow.
I was a chubby kid, and I remember when you had to go to the nurse's office with your whole class, I was terrified. I think I was in 4th grade, and in 4th grade, I was 212 pounds.
Wow.
And when now, I hold my weight better. I didn't look like I was 212 pounds, but I was.
Exactly.
So when I got on the scale, and she said it loud, she's 212 pounds. I thought I was going to die. So, and from that, I got a really bad self-image. I didn't love myself. And people telling me, oh, well, you're too fat. Like friends or non-friends that pretend to be friends, or you're too fat, or people picking at you, like you said, bullies. And I went through the whole thing, So, but I finally learned to love myself enough to be healthy. And I think that you're great. You're an inspiration. And we need to do a show with you. You need to, have your own little show telling women, how to empower themselves.
I would love
because
to.
although I did lose the weight, I didn't start loving myself then. And that's so important. That's the main thing. I know it now, but over the years I've learned that, But you at 19, knowing that's awesome. That's so awesome.
It's true. I don't want to get to my deathbed and feel like, I ever made decisions for other people or lived for other people. I want to be able to look at things in a positive light and just be able to see every perspective, because, you survived it, and I survived it.
Right.
And I hope that everybody else survives it, because, it gets better from here. It's like once you take that first step, and, whether that's joining the gym or starting a yoga class or finding that thing that's going to make you happy and inspired, it's like you're already on a good start, and then you can just keep going from there.
How do you know that? Honestly.
I hope. That's all I can do is
19,
hope.
how do you know that? Honestly, I want to know. How do you know that? At 19, is it your parents? Do you read?
I do
honestly.
read. I'm very interested in psychology. I was always a big
psychology
fan of Freud.
major. Okay.
I've always been interested in people. I like to people watch. I like to really try to understand where people are coming from,
Right.
because so many times in your life do you constantly have this judgment.
Exactly,
And then if you
exactly.
take a step back, it's kind of like, oh, okay, I can see why they feel that way.
Right.
It's just being in someone else's shoes, and you never really do know, I guess.
And honestly, what people don't realize, the bullies are hurting inside themselves. If you
Absolutely.
turn around on a bully, they will try, because they don't love themselves. So people that are in your lives that try to make you feel bad about yourself, they don't love themselves.
That's true.
So I had a lady tell me that, she was always saying stuff, because I have a Facebook post, and she was always saying stuff, like negative stuff, and then she thought that it was bothering me. So then one day she said, Salima, you're really great, and if I say anything to hurt your feelings, I'm sorry. And I said, what makes you think that I care enough about you to have what you said affect my life?
Right.
And then she said, oh, you're just being mean. So because I didn't let what she said, her mean comments bother me, now I'm mean because I didn't let you hurt me.
You're just being straightforward.
And I had to get to that point in my life. I had to get to the point in my life where like they say, sticks and stones will hurt your bones, you know, but words. But we say words don't hurt us, but they do. But we have to get to a point where we don't allow them to hurt us.
Right.
You know, because we have to look at the people that are saying these mean words, and we have to look at them and look at their lifestyle. Are they happy? Probably not. You know, so do you think so you seem like a really happy, really secure, really together person.
Thank you.
You know, honestly, and I think that you are an inspiration. Really.
Everybody has their moments.
I heard you said that you would like to act. What, have you done any acting before?
All amateur so far, but it's a lot of fun. It's really a learning experience. I'm trying to take classes and, you know, do every little bit that I can because, you know, you act a lot in real life too.
Yeah, you all the time.
Yeah.
That's why I try to tell people, when you're in front of your friends or talking at a job interview, you're not the same person. You act one way in front of your friends and family, and then when you're in a job interview, you're a totally different person.
Right.
So we act every day of our lives. You know, we pretend sometimes to be something that we're not, you know, and which is not a bad thing. If you're going to a job interview and you know, like you're not feeling this job or whatever, or you're not really feeling this interviewer, you're not going to say, I don't like you. You know, you're going to pretend to like the person to get the job.
Right.
You know, so I think we act in different ways every day of our lives.
It's true. It's just a matter of whether we're conscious of it, you know.
Exactly.
Whether we can take hold of it once in a while. And it's hard, you know.
Exactly.
Emotional, physical, whatever. Everybody's got their own problems.
And that's my thing. I try to say happiness. Are you happy? Like, I always talk about, because I know so many people, but so many people are in marriages and they brag about, I've been married for 30 years. Yes, but how many years have you been happy?
That's a good point.
You know, I mean, it's nothing to brag about. You've been married 20 years, you've been married, but you're miserable.
Right.
You know, you're suicidal, but you've been holding on to that marriage. Wow, yay for you. I don't think anybody should be in a situation that they're not happy. And if you have somebody in your life that you happen to marry, why do you have to stay with that person if they're making you miserable?
Exactly.
You know, I truly believe that everybody has a right to be happy. And just because you married somebody does not mean you have to stay with that person if you're not happy.
You're right.
You know, my thing is, I don't want somebody with me unless they're happy. You know, I want for my mate to be happy.
I don't want to feel guilty.
Exactly.
You know? Yeah.
And if you get to the point where you're with me, which it will never happen, and you're unhappy with me, then I want for you to say, I'm not happy with you. I don't want to be here. You know, I don't want for you to be here because, oh, I have a piece of paper that says you're supposed to be with me. I don't want that. I want to make somebody happy, and I want them to make me happy. I want for us to be, I want to be happy already, but I want somebody to add to that happiness, not take away from it.
Absolutely.
Like, my thing is, I'm not going to let anybody steal my joy. And I don't think anybody should.
And I think that's beautiful.
Yes. And I think you're beautiful. And I thank you for coming on my show.
Oh, it was my pleasure.
You know, and I think you're an inspiration. And honestly, I think that you should do something to get your positive message out to young people. We need more young people like you. We need it so much. And thank you so much, Rachel.
Thank you.
And thank you for tuning into this important edition of Salima Speaks. And remember, love yourself, love others, and be happy. And don't forget to what? Stretch. Thank you. Bye-bye. Okay. That was good. It was